Hello, my Virgos, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. And of course, I am Debbie. Now, I am reading for Friday, June 23rd through Thursday, June 29th. Now, remember, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I've done an overview, divine intervention about what's going on at this time, so take a peek at that too. Now, my Virgos, I kind of feel like you're back in that waiting mode, and you are feeling a little bit more inclined to push things along. I'm not telling you not to do it either. You know what? Sometimes we need to feel like we have a little bit more control. Even though the chariot energy says give control, it doesn't mean that we are totally taking it back, but sometimes we can be a partner too. So even if you feel like, things aren't moving along, do what you need to do to make yourself feel like I said, you have more control of the situation. Okay? Okay. But again, I do tell you to, pray, meditate, and connect with higher power as you're doing this. Okay, so let's see what else we might have. Higher power, Holy Spirit, what do we have for our Virgos? What do we have for our very spiritual and very contemplative Virgos for this time? Because we are coming into, in the northern hemisphere, we're coming into that we're coming into the winter, spring, summer solstice, summer break, summer time. In the southern hemisphere, the winter. So we're in Cancer, then there will be Leo, and then there will be Virgo. So we are ramping up to you. So here we go. I would also say during this time, and we are from the new moon to the full moon, to do your requesting, and also get your vision boards out. Now, I know that, I talk about you, and I know that there's Virgos who do not like to journal, but I'm kind of like, move things along. It's kind of like you're pushing at the rock, and the rock's starting to budge. Anyway, wherever that means. So let's see, higher power, Holy Spirit. Let's see, what do we have for our Virgos? What do you want to tell our Virgos? Our sweet earth energy Virgos. Things are changing and shifting. It's just not the way you want it yet. But that's okay, because sometimes you need to take a rest. Here we go. First card is the Four of Air. Okay, so 4 has leadership, organization, and it also has stability to it. Air energy is your sword energy. It's also your Aquarius, your Gemini, your Libra energy. It's thought processes, thinking things through, making some plans. The 4 of Air is basically, again, time to rest or take a vacation. So it's time to take a rest. Now that could also be, that could be in your spiritual life. Maybe you need to have that meditation. Maybe you've been connecting, I don't want to say too much, but sometimes we can be very, very overboard with the supernatural, that we're not necessarily living in the natural. And around that solstice time, when, anytime we're having those kind of shifts, there is a very thin veil between the supernatural and the natural. So there is this time, maybe you need to balance yourself a little bit more. Maybe you need to take a rest. Maybe you need to, get some Libra energy into your chakras. Maybe you need to have some Reiki. Maybe you need to, like they said, take a vacation. But it also says allow more time before making a decision. So if you feel, like I said, I feel like you're kind of in this, you're waiting, and you want to make things rock. You want to make things roll a little bit. So they're saying, man, take a little bit more time before really making that change or making those decisions. Meditation may provide answers. So next card, Unity. So now we have a 5. 5 is about change. It could be a positive change. It could be a negative change. This is Archangel Sandalphon, believed to have been Elijah in the Old Testament. Very strong prophet. had a lot of fears, but did do a lot of things the way he was supposed to do. Did come into his power. Now this has the Hierophant energy to it. The Hierophant is very rule oriented. The Hierophant has, I look at the Hierophant as, the ruling the business of government or the business of religion. There's a lot of rules and regulations with the Hierophant. And this is one of those times that you just might feel, again, like I said, the rigidity of the situation. You may want to kind of make things roll, make things rock, make things move. It just feels like there's this, like the gates are all around you, or the fence is all around you, and you just want to kind of go forward and make your own way. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So to help you through this, be around people that support your visions, support your dreams, support your possibilities, but also the people that you can support too. But you want to make sure with this that what you give, you are receiving back. Because that's one thing, my Virgos, that could, this thing, sometimes you get trapped into giving and there's no receiving. So I kind of feel like there's a reciprocity. It's kind of like the Four of Earth energy. There's a reciprocity that needs to be done here. So if you're giving and giving and giving, it almost feels like you're trapped into this situation. So sometimes you have to make those changes and start kind of demanding more to be given back to you. Okay? All right. That's always interesting because not necessarily what the whole card talks about. Next card is the King of Fire. So you have a 45, a 54, then you have the King of Fire. King's energy, underlying energy is our air energy. Again, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. But fire energy is our Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Now remember, the 26th has a lot of Leo energy right there, and also has a little bit of Aries because Mars is Aries. Mars, Mars, Aries, Greek, Roman type of, god of fire, god of war. So here we have the King of Fire. We have this one that basically says, don't focus on your small stuff. Don't focus on your day-to-day. Focus on your bigger picture. Keep your mind clear, but look at what it is you want in that future. Look at what you want to achieve, okay? So I do feel like there's a lot of trapped energy with this unity, but at the same time, this does tell you to rest. This does tell you to meditate. And then we come down to the King of Fire, says, open your eyes up, open your brain up, open your thoughts to something that's bigger, okay? Maybe you're the one that's trapping yourself. Maybe you're the one that's keeping yourself trapped with this. So the King of Fire is motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Here we go with this is focus, 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 communicate with vision, and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. So what is this all about? This one's kind of like take it easy. Maybe take it easy even on yourself. This one, again, there's a trapped feeling. There's a very rigid energy here. It's kind of like maybe you've even set yourself up for this, but maybe you've set yourself where you have become that giver and you're not necessarily that receiver. This has become the role that you maybe developed for yourself, or maybe people helped you develop, let's put it that way. But then the King of Fire is basically saying, no, shift out of that role. Think bigger. Look at that there's more for you, okay? Think bigger. Think bigger. That's where we're going to go with that one. Think bigger. All right, let's see what we have here for our Virgos. What else do we have for our Virgos going on? What's going on with our Virgos? Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. What's going on? Holy Spirit, higher power. What else for our Virgos? Intuition. So here we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess, intuition. I've always told you that you're very spiritual, my Virgos. Sometimes it's very hard to understand this, though, because you are earth energy and you like to see it, feel it. You want, in order for you to believe it. So we have a 4, 5, we have a 2. 2 is choices. It has crossroads. It has decisions to be made. But it's also partnering. Partnering with God's source could be. but it's also connecting. This is the feminine energy. A lot of people will feel like this has a Holy Spirit energy, the feminine energy, connecting with that feminine part of yourself. This is looking into beyond that veil. Again, I told you that around the 21st, even though we're kind of past this, when these are to be read, we're still coming up to that 21st. There is this time where the veil is extremely thin. So listen to your intuition. Listen to where the messages that you're receiving. You might want to, again, write them down. Again, I know you don't necessarily want to. Not all Virgos are journalists, but you might want to write these down, my Virgos. But also remember that the High Priestess doesn't give you more than you can handle, though she will stretch you. She will stretch you. So you have to be aware of that too. All right, let's see. So basically, I feel like, yes, while there's this resting energy and caring for yourself energy, there is this sense of, trying to, kind of feeling like you're in a, like you're kind of in a straitjacket energy and you're trying to break out. But then, the King of Fire is telling you to look at the bigger picture. Come on, there's more coming for you. Think bigger, think bigger. And then intuition is kind of like trust your gut a little bit more. Trust your gut. Again, let's see. Angels of Abundance. What do you have to say to our Virgos? Now remember, I am going to use the angel answer, so get your question ready. Just not yet. Here we go. My Virgos, Virgos, Virgos. Virgos. Here we are. Angels of Abundance. Reversed. Oh, organize for success. Well, I do know, my Virgos, when you want to do this, you are very good at this. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you know and plan your next steps. And this is it's really cleaning your area, cleaning your space, your sacred area, cleaning your sacred space. Also cleaning your head, all of that. Clearing out. Okay, let's see what we've got here. What crystal or energy would be helpful for my Virgos? What do we have, my Virgos? Don't borrow problems, my Virgos. Don't borrow problems. I don't know who that was for, but don't borrow them. Moss agate, new beginnings, nature connection, animal allies, also about security. So, interesting with that. Okay, let's see what we've got going on now. Get your question ready. Angel answers. What else do you have? What's the answer to Virgo's questions? Answer Virgo's questions. What is Virgo's answers? Okay, yellow, little more definitive answer. Reversed. In the near future. Now remember, I tell you, this is more for fun, but in the near future. Did that answer your question? All right, my Virgos, let me know. Please comment. Let me know. Just look at that bigger picture. There is more. Again, that Hierophant or that unity energy just kind of gives me that, I need to break out. I need to break out and be free. All right, you let me know. Comment, like, share, subscribe, clicking on the bell for notifications. It does help. If you're watching me on Rumble, rumble me. As always, my friends, my Virgos, always know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.